Welcome to A-Level and AP Physics, a place where you can improve your understanding of physics with confidence. In today's class, we will discuss how to use Doppler effect to answer past paper questions from CAIE AS Physics. For this question, it is given to us that a train emits sound of frequency F1 and the train is approaching a stationary person, means the person is at rest. Approaching, so this is very important point. In this case, source is approaching listener. It is also given to us that the speed of the train is 0.20 v and v is the speed of sound. In this case, frequency of the sound heard by the person is also given and that frequency is f2. Simply we need to find the ratio between f1 and f2. Let's try to see the clear picture of this question by sketching. Imagine that this is our train and this train is moving to the right and the velocity of this train, means the velocity of the source is given, that is 0.20 v, and this source of sound emits sound waves and frequency of the sound waves is given, that is f1. Imagine that a listener is standing in front of this train and this listener is at rest as it is given in question, and the frequency of the sound heard by this listener is given, that is f2. Let's try to write down Doppler equation when the source is approaching listener and the listener is at rest. So simply we can say observed frequency in that case will be equal to speed of sound over speed of sound minus speed of source multiplied by frequency of source. In this case, f naught, this is observed frequency. We can simply say this is observed frequency, and in this question observed frequency is equal to f2. fs is the source frequency, so we can also say this is frequency of sound waves produced by train, so f1 is fs. V is the speed of sound. We can write down here the v is speed of sound. Vs is speed of source, or we can say this is speed of train in this question, so speed of train in this question. Now simply we need to plug in values to find the ratio between f1 and f2. In this case, f naught, as you can see here, this is equal to f2, so we simply need to replace f naught with f2. fs in this case is equal to f1 and the vs in this case is equal to 0.20, so we simply need to replace this with 0.20 times v. We can write down here in this case f naught is equal to f2 and this is equal to v over v minus vs multiplied by f1. We can rearrange this. We can write down f2 divided by f1. This is equal to v over v minus vs is equal to 0.20 times v. Now if we simplify this, we can take common v from here. We can write down 1 minus 0.20, and if we further simplify this, we can write down f2 over f1. This is equal to v, we can cancel with v. This is equal to 1 over 0.80. But this is not our final answer. As you can see, question is asking you to find the ratio between f1 and f2. We can cross multiply this one. We can write down that 0.80 f2, this is equal to 1 times f1. As we need to find the ratio between f1 and f2, we can divide these two sides by f2. So we can also divide here by f2. So this will be cancelled with this. So we left with 0.80 on left side, and on right side we have f1 divided by f2. So if we divide by 1, actually you don't need, but if you want to understand in detail, so we can divide by 1 on both sides, so we can cancel 1 with 1. So finally f1 over f2, this is equal to 0.80 divided by 1, and this is our final answer. So option A is correct.